Sure. So I think in the last interview, then the numbers that we referenced were July's numbers, and I think that was about 3,100 was the income in July total from the niche sites. In August, it went up to 6,400, so it just went gangbusters. July was about 25,000 page views. In August, I was up to 50,000 page views. So it went just bonkers. That said, it's kind of the niche that I'm in. That's the high season, is August, September, July. That's the kind of high season. But it's since then it's dropped consistently every month, which has kind of sucked, but it's kind of expected to just because of the seasonality. September was about $5,000, and then October was about $3,000. So you see it's kind of ticking downward. And then the page views was down all the way in October to 18,000 page views. So more than 50% drop in page views from August to October.
And you mentioned there's a pretty good amount of seasonality, and that August timeframe really seemed to make it take off. Now, have you done other analysis where you're maybe taking a look at competitors' websites and seasonality on those using tools like Ahrefs or maybe even like Google Trends to see what you might expect going through the rest of the year?
No. I should, though. That's all great advice. Like I said, I think in our last interview, I have used Ahrefs just for competitor research and kind of hacking or looking at their keywords and trying to target the same kind of keywords. But that's kind of as far as I've gone with the keyword tools.
Okay. And I mean, it may inform you to make some decisions, but it's not necessarily going to like give you the answer or solve the problems or anything like that. So, I guess the other thing is, was there a certain thing that you think led to the decline in traffic, or is this merely the seasonality of your niche?
Like I think I said in our pre-interview, it's kind of this causation or correlation kind of thing. It's like I just really can't. I really don't know. It's one or a combination of a bunch of factors. One being the seasonality. That's kind of the most obvious. The other being that I installed a new template on the site and launched that last month, but the site was already kind of declining quite a bit at that point. In the template, I was trying to prevent Google PageSpeed Insights. My site before I updated the template was like an 8 on desktop and like an 18 on mobile. So now it's like 80 and 30. So it's quite a lot better in terms of the Google PageSpeed.
You kept using the word template. Do you mean a WordPress theme, or are you using a different CMS or something?
Yeah, theme. Sorry, theme. Yeah.
Theme. Okay.
I tend to use those. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. And which, just curious, which theme were you using before, and what did you move to?
The theme I was using before was called Coupon Hut. It was a very unique theme that I got off of Envato, or Theme Forest, I think is the site. This new theme I'm using is Bimber, which was recommended by John Dykstra. He uses it on a lot of his affiliate sites. So.
Okay. So it's pretty lean, it loads fast, and seems to have solved the problem with the page speed stuff. But okay, so no avail. Traffic was already dropping. You fixed up the page speed, it seems like. So okay, what next?
Yeah. So now it's just a matter of, well, one of the other things is another thing that it could be or could be contributing to it is a huge amount of the traffic, I would say over 50%, was from one keyword or one cluster of keywords around a specific product, a best blah, blah, blah product, right? That product is very popular in education buying season. So when people are buying for schools or educational settings. So I'll just give my niche away. It's in the education space. That's fine. It's not so popular between when students are in class. And it's also seen, because of COVID, it's seen a lot more competition. It used to be very much like a KGR term. I actually found it, I think we mentioned in the last interview, with the KGR method. And it became a huge keyword, thousands of clicks per month. And that's kind of, it's becoming a less and less percentage of the overall traffic. It's
Okay.
such a great keyword, too, because it's a buyer keyword. It's a product in the $300 to $500 range. So that was a big contributor to the income in the traffic, was that one keyword, which is risky, and I'm learning kind of the hard way.
Right. Well, Did you look, and I'm curious about the rankings. So it sounds like the rankings have dropped due to more competitors in the that same keyword area.
Exactly. Yeah, this is one thing I really need to get more diligent about. It's just kind of my like ranking tracking. I wonder. I would be curious what your method is in terms of kind of tracking rankings. But for me, it's just yeah. So it used to be like top 5. Now it's top 10 in most of the keywords.
Got it. Yeah, that'll do it. I mean, when you drop in rankings, then you're definitely going to get less traffic. So for me, there's a bunch of tools that are usually paid, but you can just enter in your list of 100 or 500 or however many keywords you want to track. Usually those are sort of the main keywords that you've written content about. Of course, you're going to rank for other related long tail keywords all over the place, but usually if you just track those main keywords, you'll have a pretty good idea of what's going on. And then the usual suspects of the search console, so you can see the number of impressions, you can see the number of clicks, you can see your average position over a given interval of time, whatever you select there, and you could actually compare from a specific interval of time to the previous period or even the previous year if you want to remove seasonality. So of course in the search console that's totally free. It's a pretty easy filter and mechanism to set up. And then you could even export that data, pull into a CSV, and then you could filter and tease out like exactly what data you want to look for, including maybe ranking for long tail keywords that you weren't tracking and see what dropped over the last 3 months or 6 months or whatever. So it's all right there. You could just pull the data. You can get a lot of this from other tools, but it almost doesn't matter where you're getting it. I think the sort of recency in the search console may be better than in tools like Ahrefs, where the interface may be a little easier to work with, but
Right.
it's one option. So
It's one of those things I know you say a lot. It's kind of tool agnostic, right? It's just you should just be using something, right? That's tracking and
right. Right. So, and the good part is if you were using the search console, you do have historical data in there, even if you weren't monitoring it through one of the paid tools out there that, may cost a few dollars per month. So that's a good option there.